Hey guys, it's your girl Testimony T, and I'm back. Anyway, I just wanted to put out a video because God pulled at my heart. He didn't tell me to put this video out. I'm just kind of doing it off of my own strength and something that I wanted to share. So the last time I put out a video, I put out something about watching Who You Marry. This one is about how God will do the unthinkable. Like the way he is, like his character. So I'm going to share a very personal story, and it's just for the purpose of my testimony and my journey and what I'm walking through right now. So I'm going to try to sum it up so it's not so long. So where can I start? So I married my husband at the age of 24. He is a narcissist, not self-diagnosed. Excuse me, not self-diagnosed, but Holy Spirit diagnosed. Anyway, in the meantime, over the years, I began to get sick, as you guys know, and whoever may come across this knows now. And I've been diagnosed with stage 4 heart failure. Stage 4 is critical. I didn't really think of it as critical like that until it began to hit me about like a medication that they say I'm going to need in order to even function, that's supposed to extend my life a little longer than what they expected to extend. But from my past, God has brought me through miracles. They've given me a year to live a year and a half ago. And during that year to live, they even gave me 3 months, and I'm still here by the grace of God. I take no credit. It is by the grace of God. My daughter, Sarah, I gave birth to her while being on stage 4 heart failure, maybe stage 3 going into 4. And because I made a promise to God about not aborting my baby, I did not abort her, and I believe, and I know that He gave her to me. He told me she was coming, and when He told me that, I didn't expect to have her now. I'm thinking like my marriage is gonna be restored. I'm probably have like a couple of grays in the hair. That she was gonna come. I had no idea that she was coming. That He was giving me life while life was leaving me. And I say that humbly. I don't speak curses over me. That's just the best way I can put it, so God gets the glory. But I'm still here. So anywho, I've been feeling overwhelmed, overworked, and no support system really intact. And my husband was never really home. He was out running, cheating, doing whatever it is that he was doing. And I'm not throwing him under the bus. I believe in telling testimony, but I believe in keeping it 100% real. I'm tired of sugar-coated testimonies, because sugar-coated don't get me nowhere but give me cavities. I need water. I need the truth, the authenticity. Like, that's how I am. So I want to be transparent as much as I can as the Lord leads. So anyway, you know, he's been running around doing his thing, and I just have this feeling and this unction that it was time to leave my home. And I fought with it for a little while. The desire got stronger and stronger. I prayed over it. I fasted over it. And when people would pray for me about it, when I was like, hey, you know, I'm having trouble, I'm feeling depleted, and I have this desire to leave home and to leave my girls behind. And pastors prayed over me, and they was like how they spoke a word, and God said this and God said that, but it never sat right in my spirit. I kept quiet, but it never sat right in my spirit. And I'm like, Lord, so they're praying from their flesh. Because for a mom to leave home, that's just craziness, right? You got kids to take care of. You're supposed to be quote unquote dying. So, you know, it just never sat right with me. And I'm talking about leaders that are not like that are popular in the church. I'm talking about people who walk real close with God, you know, and things of that nature. And then part B is that I had this desire to divorce my husband. I fought for 8 years for my marriage. We've been married for 9. Never got a happy anniversary on my marriage, on our anniversary date. I'm not a bad wife. Now, I did some things that played a part, such as go off at the mouth. But when you are hurting and when someone is constantly doing you dirty, yeah, there's going to be some resentment there, even as a Christian woman. I have not arrived to the point where someone could call me out my name and sleep with a family member that I can just walk away, right? I stayed because I believe God told me to stay. And I still do believe that he told me to stay. Just because I am filing for divorce and I'm going through divorce doesn't mean that he's not going to do what he said he's going to do. I just don't, I don't want to say I don't believe it. I just know right now that I'm done, right? And, you know, maybe God took me to get to this point because at one point I idolized him. I didn't even realize it, that he was my idol. And even now, during this journey, he still takes up a consumption of time in my head. He still takes up a consumption of time in my mind and my heart. And, you know, so therefore I have to forgive every single day. I got to ask God to break it. The idolization, the worship, I don't mean to. I'm not bowing down to him, but giving over to what he's doing, to the distractions. It's like a form of worship, you know? I don't spend that much time with God, so I told myself that every time I go through something or the devil rises up against me, I'm going to get in my word, and that's what I've been doing, y'all. So, I just wanted to point out a few things for the mothers that or family members that God is calling away, that God is calling you out your family, or maybe out of that relationship, or maybe out of that friendship, or maybe out of that job that you have real close ties to. And it's hard for you to go because you don't want to hurt your little babies. You don't want to hurt your children. No, God is really telling you to leave your family behind, including children. And it's time to pick up your, it's time to go. Pick up your mat and walk. Have faith, believe, right? Yeah, so I remember one day I was just laying in my hospital bed and he said, read Job, right? Read Job. I'm reading Job. I'm like, all right, Job is afflicted. All right, like he loses his kid, but you're trying to say God, right? But then I get to this chapter, humbly, right? And I come across Job 19 and 14. And it says, my relatives have gone away. My closest friends have forgotten me, right? Excuse me, and let me take that back because I forgot something. So the first thing that I come across is Job 19 and 13, and he says, he has alienated my family from me. My acquaintances are completely estranged from me. So going through this walk, I expected certain behaviors to happen. I expected for people that were closely my friend for years to reach out to me, to check up on me with a phone call, not a text, not a Facebook post, right? Because we make time for those who we really want to see, right? We do it. And it hasn't happened, right? It hasn't happened. Some things has happened where I got disappointed due to some things that I don't want to really say because it's going to kind of bring it off the track of where I'm trying to get to. But as far as my family, I was on the phone today with my girls, and normally they call me every night to get comforted. They need comfort at home, right? Because their dad doesn't serve God, so he can be mean at times. He can be very narcissistic. And I realized for the last 2 days, my girls have not called me. So I'm sitting here and I'm panicking, like, oh, what is he doing? What's going on? And they're perfectly fine. They're perfectly fine. And I may get emotional. And I remember hanging up the phone, and I said to myself, my girls don't even need me, right? And I want to feel needed because the doctors are saying that I'm going to die. Like I said, I believe different. So I just wanted to feel needed in that moment, and I wanted to feel wanted.
Hi there.
Hey.